Hi, I'm Rod from UnitedTaps.com, and today I want to talk about single wings. There was a post on a Facebook group recently of someone asking, hey man, how do I help, I think it was their students, how do I help my students get the single wings? Or it might have been them, I forget. Either way, a lot of people struggle with single wings, and I'm going to give you some strategies that have been helpful and successful for me in the past as a teacher.
By continuing to watch this video, you are agreeing to relieve United Taps and its staff of any liability for injuries or damages caused by watching or attempting any of the movements presented in this video. If you do not agree to this, please discontinue watching this video now. Thank you.
Okay, the number one strategy, and this one is actually fairly fresh. This was in the last 2 years, 1 or 2 years. I discovered this strategy, and this is the most effective strategy I've found. I have one before that called the target method, and we'll do that next. But this single strategy, by and far, way more success, way faster than anything else I've done. Okay, and so all we're going to do is I'm going to pick a point. I've got this line here right in front of my foot, okay? And I'm going to do the single wing just like I normally would, except my brain is going to tell my foot not to land where I started. My brain is going to tell my foot to land way past it, right? Like maybe 8 to 10 inches past it. Now, in reality, that almost never happens. So don't be worried. So don't be like, well, it's going to be weird, Rod, if I'm going past. Almost no one does. Almost no one goes past. What they do is they land right where they started. However, they get the sound. And what I think is happening, because your brain is telling your foot, you've got to go all the way here, the amount of power and the mechanics of the leg, the effort of the mechanics of the leg, and the speed of the mechanics of the leg, that you have to put into it, because you're thinking you have to go further than you normally would, so do it bigger or more or whatever you want to say, your body puts the extra speed and the extra power into it and gets you the extra sound. Now you don't make it all the way there, but the problem is when you were trying to get a regular wing, you weren't making it all the way there. You were ending there, but you weren't making the sounds. But by going past where you land, thinking about it anyway, all the sounds happen. Now, this is not a guarantee. It's not everyone. It's not every time. However, I can't tell you how many times I have tried this with a student who this was their, they could do that. Especially that, where you get up in the air and you hit it, but then it just slides in. And then I say, okay, aim past. Boom, and there it is. All right? So that's the number one method. And if they do it and you get the same result as before, they're still getting that little slidey thing, that one of those guys, then you have them aim like, okay, I want you to go here, like 2 feet past. Like I literally want you to try to hit 2 feet past where you're going. Again, almost never will they do it, but you'll often get the wing sound. Now, if they start moving, then you can be like, okay, so now instead of 10 inches, let's only go past 5 inches, and you can work your way back, hopefully still maintaining the wing. If they start to lose it, go back, okay, add a couple inches to travel until they're getting it consistently, and then you can move. You can cross less and less. That's the easiest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is get the sounds from not getting the sounds. So that's my number one strategy. Go past your starting point. I'm not actually doing that, but my brain is telling my foot to go past the starting point. So that's number one. Number two is what I call the target method. This is what I used for many, many years before I found this strategy where I just go past where I started. And the target method is I'll stand here and then roughly, 8 inches, 10 inches away, it might be closer to you depending on your height and whatnot, I've got a line, and my goal when I do the wing is to hit the line and land. I don't want to smear the line, I want to hit it and land. Having a concrete target for kids to shoot for just helps them get the sound, versus just, okay, my leg goes out and I know it goes out and comes in, I'm not sure exactly what it does out there or when it does it or how it... This is like, hit the target and come in on the way, right? Hit the target and come in on the way. So that I had decent, I would say maybe 50% success with. So for half the people I used that method with, it did work and they would get the sound. This is higher. This is maybe 75, 80% perhaps. So between the two of those, you can have a lot of success. If they're not getting off the ground, if you're just getting the slider, okay, they have to get up. The next thing is you just got to go up. So just be like, get up in the air and do whatever, make them do whatever they have to do until they're up in the air. A lot of times they will get up in the air, but then hits and slides. And now if you've used, go past where you started the technique, and you've used target technique, and they're still doing that, I'll see if I can, kind of like that. There we go, it kind of just slides in. You can specifically say, after you do the spank, I want you to lift that foot up as high as you can. Up and down, right? And you can demonstrate. Up and down. And you can say, hey, you're not going to lift it that high, but that is where and when you lift. And sometimes having, again, the specific concrete visual and timing of, okay, I see where I'm supposed to lift. Now maybe I can make my foot do that. Well, maybe not. But you got a shot at it. You know what I'm saying? You throw a bunch of things at the wall and see what works. Granted, these are things that have given me results in the past. I'm not throwing anything, but so that's another strategy I would use. All right, so we have go past where you start. We have hit the target, and make them pick a target. Make them literally like a line or a dot or a scratch, whatever. Make them literally pick a target on the floor. Make sure you're getting up in the air. If you're not getting up in the air, do that before anything else. If you're just doing one of these, you gotta get that foot up. All right, even if you're not getting a spank, you gotta get it up in the air, and then we can add the other sounds in with it. But you gotta get up in the air. So get up in the air, and then if you're getting the spank and you've tried go past and target, then you're gonna literally think about lifting, or I sometimes tell them scoop up. When you're doing that spank in, scoop it up, spank upward. And try that. You can do bar. If I always try out on the floor first. I always try out on the floor first. If I'm giving them every technique in the book and it's still fail, then as a last resort, I'll say, okay, let's go to the bar so you can get a little bit more air time. Or if you have the right height chairs sometimes, just to give them a little bit more air time to make these things happen. But I'll still tell them to think the same thing. Oh, and there's another strategy you can do. This actually, I apply this to pullbacks as well. It's not a perfect strategy, but if they can do regular wings, then they're fine. And then they do one, and it just kind of, despite all your best efforts, nothing happens. Have them do a regular wing, but tell them, okay, I want all your concentration on only what your right foot is doing. All right, completely block the left, only think about the right, and feel what the leg does and the ankle does. Okay, feel what all of that does. Feel it again. Now do one and make it do that same stuff. Okay, and you might have them alternate. Here's a double, feel the right, and or not a double, a regular, feel the right, and now a single, feel the right, and a regular, feel the right, and a single, feel the right. Now, if you have a hyper-technical child, like I was, I just wasn't vocal about it. I was in my head, I'd be like, well, but that doesn't make sense. I didn't say that because that would have been rude. But in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know if that works. If you have a hyper-technical student, because it's not just children, but some adults are hyper-technical too, you can inform them, look, obviously there is an additional difference besides just being one foot, and that is that because this has all the weight on it, you're going to have to push harder. So you're going to, yes, in general, you're going to mimic the mechanics, but you're also going to increase the amount of force. So that is the main difference. And yes, increasing the force can make it hard to make all the other mechanics work. Fair enough. But in general, the mechanics are the same, just with additional force. Having said all that, if your leg is weak, I can give you all the tricks in the book, and you probably still aren't going to get it. Right? So you may just need to do some jumps. Right? Till your leg gets tired, and then the other one, and just do 1 or 2 sets a day. And over time, you'll get stronger. And the strength, just having the strength, that will make a significant difference as well. Like, definitely that will make a big difference the stronger your leg is. Okay. All right, beautiful. So those are some strategies to get the single wings. Let me know if you try them on, it's still not working. Just post a video and say, hey, Rod, I tried your techniques, man. Not working. What do you got now? And then just post it up there. I'll look at it and I'll see what I can do to help you. But what I want to say is, if you like all these strategies and stuff like that, at UnitedTaps.com, in the lessons, and I have a lesson series for beginner, advanced beginner, intermediate, and intermediate advanced. In those lesson series, when I teach steps, I will give you those different strategies on, hey, if you're struggling, here's a strategy. Here's a strategy for this step, and here's a strategy for this step. And if you're a teacher, that's super helpful because we've all seen, well, I try to get them to do the single wings, they can't do the single wings, or whatever. Now you've got some actual strategies, or some additional strategies. You obviously have some, and we all have some, and sometimes they work, but sometimes they don't. So the more we have, the better options the better we're gonna do ultimately. So when those top 3 fail, we've got 3 backups. Like, okay, let's give those a shot. But my lessons do that. They break down They break down the step and the common problems and how to fix them. Also, you might be interested, I have a complete 315 tap dance dictionary and syllabus. It's video breakdowns of 315 steps. Now for these, I don't do common problems. These are for a quick look. Man, I forget how to do a double maxi forward pull. Oh, that's how great. All right. See, I've got video breakdowns on the left side and the right side, plus I have 2 sets of notes. 1 set of notes in alphabetical order and 1 set of notes in syllabus order, which is super helpful. That's the order that I teach them. So here's level 1, first thing I teach, second thing I teach, third thing I teach. Here's level 2, first, second, third, and so forth and so on. And that syllabus order matches my lessons order. So those all fit together really nice, the lessons and the syllabus. But this is more of like a quick reference. I want to know this step. Or if you're a teacher or an advanced tap dancer, you're like, I need a new hard step to challenge my kids. Or you're like, boy, I need a new hard step to challenge myself. Boom, let's go to level 7. You find some in there, I promise, man. Those were crazy hard to do. I was like, oh man, I have to practice to get these. So that's our complete 315, pardon me, dictionary syllabus. We also have something called the practice 315. And I said, hey, it would be great if we had a practice exercise combination for all of these steps. So that's what I did. And they're level appropriate. So we have Buffalo, level 1 step. Then we have a level 1 practice combination. They're short, they're about 32 counts long. That allows you to practice the step how you're really going to do. Like if you're in a dance, you're not going to do like 40 buffaloes. You'll be like buffalo, flap, change, stamp, clap, stamp, right? It's going to be like that. And so that's how these practice combinations are set up. They'll take a buffalo and mix it with other level 1 steps, and there you go. You've got a practice combination. Or maybe there's a level 7 step. We're going to do a level 7 combination there. So the practice combinations are a level appropriate to the step they're made to design. I can't talk today, to the step they're made to help you with. All right, if you're a teacher, this is awesome. You're like, oh, we're going to do Irishes today. Well, here's an Irish practice combination. Fantastic. We're all set. And all of these combinations are different than the ones in the lessons, right? Because in the lessons, after I teach you whatever steps I teach you in that lesson, we'll put them all together in a combination. But those combinations are different than our Practice 315. So all these 3 products you may find very helpful. We have our lessons, we have our complete 315 tap dance dictionary syllabus, and our Practice 315 practice exercises. And you can get the dictionary and the practice exercises as a group deal. And you save a lot of money, actually. So that's a pretty good deal. And then we have the lessons. So those are just some things that you might find helpful. Also, I have I have an intermediate pullbacks video. So if you're roughly the intermediate level and you're having trouble with your pullbacks, you want to work on those, we go through 8 different pullbacks. So you might want to check out that as well with common problems. And for each pullback, we'll do a practice exercise. It's different than the Practice 315. And then at the end of that video, we do a combination that does all 8 pullbacks in it. We put them all in. So it's like, you go for it, man. Your pullbacks will get better for sure. All right, excellent. So those are some products that might help you. I, of course, am Rod Howell from UnitedTaps.com, where we're teaching the world to tap dance.